All right. Greetings and good evening once again to the Global House. And I want to specially welcome us all to another edition of our Google Update this evening. And also, I want to thank us all for coming on board. And I want to specially welcome those of us who came in. I saw a few people came in, but later on went out of the meeting. And so this is why we are doing everything possible to work with time so that we can have a smooth flow and also an update conversation here because of the internet fluctuation and also a lot of challenges that we are confronted with in Africa regarding connectivity. And so it is already 3 minutes past the stipulated period of our meeting. And so I want to welcome us all and also appreciate us for coming on time. I can see Mr. Fiagon Volkito is already in the house and Mr. NSC. I saw a few persons who actually came in, but later on went out. I think that should be an internet challenge. But all the same, I strongly believe that in the next few minutes, others will be joining us. And so this meeting is officially on record. And so those who will be joining us very late will have the opportunity to listen to the recorded version of the meeting, maybe perhaps thereafter, when it is posted or made available on our forum. And so I want to highlight a little bit of blockchain when it comes to uh, the blockchain and also other digital currencies affiliating with the government and also giving people an opportunity to participate on their respective exchange. And so also today I am going to address that same issue that was put up in Nigeria there on channels television. I think Mr. Volkito asked a question last week, and also one other person sent me a direct audio uh, wanting to hear my take regarding the position of cryptocurrency in Nigeria. And so I am going to respond to that. Most importantly, the reasons why today cryptocurrency Nigeria will put up a news telling its citizens that cryptocurrency is illegal or cryptocurrency is this, cryptocurrency is that. When other people, countries like Ivory Coast, I was privileged to visit the Binance Ivory Coast office, or rather a designated customer service area in Abidjan. And so they even have digital ATMs. And also, Binance has been operating across many different African countries, both East Africa and also the Southern African countries, very smoothly for years. And so the issues with most of us when we come across such news, we begin to panic, we begin to think about so many things. The reason is because you are not current, you don't engage into research. And so I made a comment the last time regarding mainstream media propaganda. And so I am going to respond to that particular aspect again because I strongly believe Mr. Joseph, I think, if I have not forgotten, Mr. Joseph from Nigeria was the one who sent me that audio. And I want to use this medium to encourage most of our Incredible Wealth Coin users, especially those of us, if you are both on a national group chat or an international platform, ensure that if you do not have the time to join the meetings live here, in order to get yourself updated. Ensure that you go through the recorded meetings that are posted. When you scroll up on WhatsApp, you will be able to get all the recorded version of our previous meetings and also updates. Like I told us from when the exchange went live, that we are going to continue this meeting regularly until the exchange comes open. And so we are not relenting. I should be the one complaining because I am the anchor of this meeting. And so, but you will discover that many people, when you give updates, people complain, just like what Mr. NSC reiterated directly to me. When you don't give update again, it becomes an issue. And so that is Africa. So we have to get used to the system and also understand the mindset of our people. It is not an easy task to lead in Africa. It is very easy to lead elsewhere, but our African setting is one of the most difficult one, especially when it comes to the leadership aspect. And so I am going to be showing us some of the things live at the public domain. Every information about Security and Exchange Commission of Nigeria, it's on the internet. Today, the entire world is a global village. And so I am going to show us or give us a proof using Binance today to explain to us why the Nigerian government will say this is banned today. And after some time, they will tell us again that this is legal. And so I am going to give us a highlight and explain to us with proofs regarding all of these, so that those of you, when you come across such news again, you will think it twice before you absorb it. Why? Because I made a statement last week. Back in 2011, 2011, 2000 to 2016, there has been a lot of propaganda. There has been so much happening on the mainstream media platforms, especially the international mainstream media platforms. So when we talk about mainstream, we are referring to CNN, we are referring to Al Jazeera, we are referring to all the international, the BBCs, all the international platforms where people have much regard and also listen to. These are the platforms that most of this propaganda has been prepared and also arranged in order to deprive people of gaining access into these innovations. I have always made it clear to us, and I told us that that blockchain technology is the future of global finance. And so, those of you who will remember vividly, even from the ICO, we have been trying our best to see how to educate us and also how best to let us know what is happening around the world. Let us also understand the revolution of finances and also the opportunities and where the entire world is driving the economical alternatives towards. And so I told us that cryptocurrency is the alternate financial solution and also the future. And so many of you will agree with me right now. Countries around the world, including the United States of America, is experiencing a tremendous inflation. In other words, there is a serious global financial meltdown, such as the one that happened back in 2008. And so, so many of us are not historians, and so we don't reflect or go back to what happened years back in order to understand what is happening right now. And so the digital industry, the digital financial industry came into limelight in the year 2009 as an alternate financial solution to that global or economical meltdown that actually took place back in the year 2008. And so now it is happening right before our eyes. And so we have seen over the years, over a century, almost a decade, sorry, when these blockchain or digital assets came into limelight, we have seen how it has shaped the entire global economy, many of which one of the cryptocurrency that was able to make a headline all around the world is Bitcoin. Bitcoin gave away to all the altcoins and also every cryptocurrency today that is in the market. And so Bitcoin became the grandfather of every other cryptocurrency today that has ever existed on this planet. And many of you who are cryptocurrency followers and also who do make research, you will agree with me that for a very long time, Bitcoin has never depreciated in value below 20,000 US dollars per coin. And so these are some of the reasons why the Nigerian government woke up all of a sudden and decided that Binance is suspended, or rather, they declare Binance being illegal. That declaration started since 2021. And so many of you may not know, but since 2021, that declaration started, and I can tell you that people are making billions of dollars on the Binance platform in Nigeria on a daily basis, even today. And so here is the reason I'm sharing my screen now so that all of you can see the reason I'm currently online. Here is saying Security and Exchange Commission of Nigeria confirms that Binance is Binance transaction or activities in Nigeria is illegal. First of all, I want to let everyone knows that Binance is fully registered with Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria, fully certified, just like Incredible Wealth Coin. And so Binance is fully certified and registered in Ivory Coast with a business registry, and also Liberia and other countries where we are, just as the Incredible Wealth Coin is also fully registered in every country that our presence is. Now, this is what the Security and Exchange Commission is demanding from Binance. The Security and Exchange Commission directly approached the Binance team demanding $1.2 million. And also demanded that Binance will have to pay $240 application fees to Security and Exchange Commission. Two, Binance will have to pay 722 US dollars for processing fees, and also Binance has to pay 72,000 dollars for registration fee. And so there is processing fee differently, there is application fees differently, there is also registration fee, which is 72,000 US dollars. And so here it is, the 1.2 million dollars. Here is it. I have highlighted it, and also the registration fees that Security and Exchange Commission demanding from Binance is 72,000 United States dollars. Here is it here highlighted, and then another processing fees of $722. Here it is. So everything you see me highlighting is so that you can see why. I'm also going to tell you the reason why that statement was released out there in the media. And so here is the application fees of 240 United States dollars. And so you can go on and on and on. The Security Exchange Commission of Nigeria approaching Binance demanding such amount of money. So I'm wondering if the Security and Exchange Commission is demanding for a direct tax payment from Binance for all the years that they have been trading without putting any framework, without putting anything on ground that has to do with blockchain in order to receive payments or commission on transactions from citizens that are on Binance. And so you can see the corruption that is in our government. The previous administration declares blockchain and every component that has to do with blockchain legal. Now, the present government is demanding for money. And so perhaps Binance did not cooperate to giving them this huge sum amount of money. This information is on the internet. You can go over the internet, and I'm also able to chat one of the Binance representatives on their customer service, asking them why Nigerian government released such a statement. Anybody can chat with Binance representatives. Once you are on the Binance platform, you can go to customer care and then you can chat with any of their representatives. You can ask questions. You can make inquiry. And so when the second person sent me an audio, I decided to make a follow up so that I can clear the air today in this meeting. And so the present government of Nigeria is demanding $1.2 million from Binance. That is an illegal demand. You have processing fees separately, you have application fees separately, you also have registration fees separately, and that is not inclusive in the 1.2 million that you are demanding from the Binance exchange. And so you could see the corruption right before our eyes. And so perhaps the Binance exchange did not come to a compromise to pay such huge amount of money to the Nigerian Security and Exchange Commission. And so in return, they decide to release that statement to blackmail Binance, to discourage people who are trading on Binance 24 hours. Let me tell you today that the amount of investors that have their monies and investments in digital asset on Binance cannot be compared with the amount of Nigerian citizens holding or keeping or saving their naira in the Nigerian banks. Because the Nigerian government has proven to not just Nigerians but to Africa that the banks are not safe. Tomorrow you can wake up and the bank can freeze your money, and there is nothing you can do about that. We saw that clearly when we're entering the new year. We saw how people nearly committed suicide. Many people committed suicide. We saw how a lot has went in the Nigerian nation, all over the nation, nationally, regarding people gaining access to their finances. And all of these is as a result of the corruption, the huge corruption that is going on in the in the continent of Africa. And so, for those of you who are always panicking, for those of you who are always shaking and shivering whenever you see all of this news from the mainstream media blackmailing cryptocurrency, discouraging people from gaining access to these particular opportunities or innovations, I can tell you for free today that had many people store or save their assets digitally on the Binance platform, you can get it at any time. So blockchain is one of the mediums that anybody can transact without limitations, without any restrictions, without being monitored. And so your personal privacy when it comes to transactions, blockchain technology leaves you at liberty to do so. And this is why the government, even though they understood and already know that this particular technology and innovation, it's unstoppable, they are still making everything possible to ensure that they discourage a lot of people from going into these at this very early stage. And so very soon again, after a few months, you are going to hear another news from Nigeria regarding Binance. Put your ears down and also listen. But I just want to let us know that even with the current issue in Binance, I bought USDT today, I bought BNB today for people's migration. And all of those transactions are done via the Nigerian banks. Most of you paid your migration fees via the Incredible Wealth Coin corporate account. Uh, I don't want to mention the bank because this video is going viral. And so we all know the masquerade behind the mask. And so we need to be focused. That is why I always tell us here whenever we come on our platform on these meetings regularly, I always tell us do not pay attention to any propaganda, but rather let us focus and ensure that we achieve our aim and success, of which I strongly believe that everyone's goal here in the Incredible Wealth Coin is to benefit. If you give me 1,000 Bitcoin right now, I can withdraw that money in Nigeria into the Nigerian bank account, and the government, the Security and Exchange Commission, does not even know anything about that transaction. And so, what I discovered from my findings is that the Security and Exchange Commission wants to take a shortcut without implementing any framework, without implementing anything on ground that will give them access to benefit from getting taxes from other cryptocurrencies, because the blockchain technology interface and also infrastructure is still on the process as far as the Nigerian government is concerned. And so you do not have any framework to receive tax or payment. One of the ways that the Security and Exchange Commission would have made more than 100 million naira every month from Binance is by implementing a framework that will allow the Nigerians that also that how do you call it, is to implement a framework that monitors the peer-to-peer transactions if at all they want to generate revenue from Binance. Why? Because the peer-to-peer transaction, you can never stop it. And so Nigerians are not transferring cryptocurrency from one bank account to the other, but rather they are transferring naira from one account to the other. And so how do you track all of this record? How will you know that Binance is not operating in Nigeria? And so, and also, how will you know that the payment I receive in my bank account is for cryptocurrency? So you see, there is no any framework. And so the Security and Exchange Commission of Nigeria is trying to divert attention, is trying to prove to Binance that this is our country and our citizen. And so if you don't dance to our tune, we will continue to discourage our citizens from getting into your platform. We will continue to discourage your citizens to patronizing your exchange. And the demands from the Security and Exchange Commission is very robust and unfair. But that will not deprive cryptocurrency from striving in Nigeria. There is no such policy in South Africa. There is no such policy in Ivory Coast. Neither is it any such policy in the United Arab Emirates and in other continents where Binance is smoothly trading. And in case you don't know, Binance is emerging the number one exchange, crypto exchange in the world. Why? Because virtually everywhere people can trade on Binance. And so I want the global house to not to pay attention to that news, that propaganda, because it has been going on for decades. And that should not deprive us or deprive so many other people of getting into the opportunity of blockchain technology in this very early stage, that everyone has the opportunity to do so at this moment. And so, thank you very much. I strongly believe, Mr. Joseph, you are not in this meeting, but I encourage you to listen to the recorded version of this meeting, and also follow up carefully to understand the response that I gave regarding your audio. And so, talking about the second extension of the 60 days challenge, currently we have 8 days left for the second round to come to an end. Of course, this is going to be the last round. And so there is no going to be extension. And so anyone who is looking at sponsoring more people, and then sponsorships is actually coming very low. We used to have more sponsorships coming from Nigeria, and a lot of people were sponsoring 30, 50, 70, but the sponsorship has gone down. And so we are targeting 30,000. 30 to 45,000 before the end of August. And so, those of us who have been sponsoring and those who are looking forward or wish to sponsor more persons, you have still have the opportunity to do so in the next 8 days in order to get your bonuses. And so we have Mr. Mbappe who sponsored 25 persons. We have Madam Ebere Chuku sponsored 5. Madam Udoka Favor sponsored 20. Mr. Johnson sponsored 20. And Honorable Kate Raymond sponsored 90 migrations. Mr. George sponsored 5. Mr. Nnamanu from Burkina Faso sponsored 10. Honorable Kate also sponsored another 70, making it 160. And also we have Pastor Victor who sponsored 10 migrations from Yola. We also have Mr. Johnson who sponsored one migration within the week, and also Mr. Samuel also from Liberia sponsored one migration. And so currently right now we have a total of 15,017 completed migrations on the exchange. And so we are gradually moving, but we are going to move faster with all the sponsorships and also more sponsorships coming in. And so next week, Tuesday, I will be going into some areas where there is no network connectivity at all across Liberia. We will be visiting a lot of districts uh, for the migration campaign. I will personally be in Bon County beginning from Monday all through to Friday. And so we might not hold the Tuesday meetings because some of those regions there is no network connectivity. But I will do my best to return back to Monrovia before the weekend so that we can have an update. And so, reason being is because we want to work along with the leadership here in Liberia in order to carry everyone along, especially those who are off the internet, those who are not online. We want to visit those districts in some places, the remote areas where we have our IWC users. And so we will be going throughout this week into those areas to migrate them into the exchange and also update them regarding where we are at the moment. And also, I think I will have to do my best to ensure that I stay around where there is internet connectivity, no matter how little, because we will be having the first trading orientation coming up on the 9th of this month, which is next week, Wednesday. We are going to be hosting a professional coming to teach us about trading. And so this professional will give us a highlight generally regarding trading, whether it be crypto trading, whether it be stock trading, whether it be forex trading. And so anything that has to do with trading is the orientation that we are going to receive on Wednesday on the 9th of this month, like I promised us the second week of August. And so the facilitator will share the Zoom link. I already have created a group chat and I added a lot of people in there. I think we are over 35 or so. If you are not added into that group chat and you are interested and want to participate in that particular orientation, you can chat me directly, and then we'll see how you can be able to join, and also you can get the link to participate in that orientation. And so this is to keep us on check and also to prepare us ahead of what is coming, because of course I know that many of us would like to trade on other platforms, not only the Incredible Exchange. Some of us are going to use their incredible money to trade on Forex, to trade on stock, to trade on so many things. And some of us are going to use the money to spend. And so, whatever it is that you are going to use your money thereafter, when the exchange comes open, it is important that you have this orientation so that you will have no need for someone to help you in the process. Whenever the exchange comes open, you can single handedly trade and carry out some transactions on your own without having to wait for anyone. And so that is that for today. We have 15,017 completed migrations, and then also the pending migrations that have overstayed for too long here in Liberia. We are going to be going round to ensure that we have all the migrations that have been pending get into the exchange so that we can have the required numbers needed. And so I am encouraging all the humanitarians. We had a momentum from the humanitarians. After some time, the momentum is beginning to go down, of which some of us already have sponsored a few individuals, and the momentum is currently down. And so don't be discouraged. We want to keep pushing. This is what it takes for us to be able to attain success. And so no breakthrough or success comes with a platter. Every success today that we are experiencing has paid a price in order to get to where they are. And so currently ours is to migrate into the exchange and get the 55,000. Once that 55,000 is up on the exchange, trust me, many of us will come smiling, and also trading activities will begin by the special grace of God. And so that is what we are anxiously looking forward to, and also working tirelessly to ensure that we are able to attain that number that we need in order to have the exchange open. And so I'm encouraging all our humanitarians and also our individual sponsors. I also want to thank most of our individual sponsors and also our humanitarians, especially Mr. Nnamanu from Burkina Faso, who is currently present in this meeting. He has been one of the individual sponsors who has been sponsoring also consistently alongside Madam Favor, who has sponsored over a total of close to 200 migrations single-handedly. And so we have more other sponsors whom I may not mention their names. Even Mr. Mohammed Senesi from Sierra Leone, who is present, also has sponsored. We have Mr. God's Power and a lot more other people who have sponsored. And so let us not relent. Let us keep the momentum and also the fire burning. And then, as a leader or a coordinator that you are, you should represent Incredible Wealth Coin in your region. And so it shouldn't only be until the executive director is around or is in your region before you begin to work. Just like some of my coordinators in Liberia, most of which they have been sleeping, and some of them are not active even. Most of them could not attend the meetings to get more information regarding where we are. And so that is why many people are still in the dark. And so we'll have to go into those areas in order to provide information and also to get to educate our users regarding the stage and the status where we are this moment. And so I want to appreciate us for staying tuned. We already have gone 36 minutes, sorry, in this meeting. If there is any comment or contribution or question, rather, you can indicate by raising up your hands so I can take your questions and also your comment. Or better still, you can write on the comment section and I will give you an opportunity to speak. Yes, Mr. Fiagon Volkito, you can unmute your mic and come in very quickly.
Good evening, house.
Yes, good evening,
Thank
Mr.
God for
Volkito.
this time.
Yes.
Uh, Mr. Director, I want you to include my name in the trading
Oh,
section.
all right. All right, sir. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That is noted.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Paul, you can unmute your mic, sir, very quickly.
Good evening, house.
Yes, good
Good evening,
evening.
sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Please, I just want to ask about the pending migration because
Yes.
it honestly I'm just scared about the whole thing because more especially those one that goes halfway
Yes.
that was incompleted. Like this
Okay.
other woman that I told you that is a widow, she sponsored herself and her children and nothing, I was just confused. I don't know because to be honest with you, anyway, I will call you on phone later and let's discuss because I'm not just comfortable with the way things is going between me and my fellow workers here.
Okay. Has Mr. George not been able to do those migrations?
George is not just doing his own things the way he wants. He's not even telling me whatever he's doing. He's just doing it, and I just felt that maybe you are directing him on what to do. So he doesn't confine on me for anything. So
Okay.
and I just feel like no problem. So far things is moving smoothly. That's my own problem. I don't give a damn how things go.
All right. And so all the people that are pending, Mr. Paul, all the pending migrations that are with you, kindly do a list of them and send them to me. Send me their details so that we can migrate
Okay,
them.
sir.
All right. So I need
All
their
right.
details and their ICO user ID so that our administrators can help you in the process to migrate them. And so any other person who has made payment for their migration since December of 2022 all through till this moment and you are still yet to migrate, kindly contact me directly and tell me that you have paid and then send me the proof of payment that you have made. And so I will instruct our administrators to quickly help you in the process and migrate your people. And so send me the list of those pending migrations so that we can have them migrated in the exchange as soon as possible. Thank you so much.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay.
And so I will also need to hold another orientation for. Okay, Mr.
That drawer
Paul.
is enough.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Spencer. How many? That's already here.
Say that.
One better one pure water. Hello, sir.
Yes, Mr. Paul. Are you still on the floor? What is what? Have I addressed your concern?
Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you so much. And so I will
Welcome,
go
sir.
ahead and mute your mic right now because there is a noise coming out from your background. And so, especially some of our coordinators who still do not know how to do how to register and also how to do the incredible wealth coin registration on the exchange. uh, by ending of this month, I am going to hold a live one-on-one training session here for the leaders, especially the leaders, because as a leader you are expected to know how to do migration. You are expected, you as a leader should be able to teach other people on how to migrate and also how to do some certain things on the exchange. And so it is important that most of our leaders should understand the process of registration, the process of migration on the exchange, so as for them to help other people in the process. And so thank you so much for those two consigns. We have gone 41 minutes already to the meeting. And so this meeting is strictly to inform and also to update us regarding our current progress and also to address some concerns and also issues if need be or if there are any. And so, of which I strongly believe we have done justice to the meeting for tonight. And so, currently, we are heading to 16,000. We've already have 15,017 migrations on the Incredible Exchange. And so, we are aiming at 16,000. We want to be able to have up to 20,000 before the 20th of this month. And so, I'm calling on our humanitarians, I'm calling on our individual sponsors not to relent. Let us all join forces together to ensure that we achieve success. And so I want to appreciate us all for uh, coming on board and also for taking your time to listen very carefully. This is the much we can take for tonight. Let's do it again come Wednesday or Friday if need be. And so, in case of anything, I'm going to share the schedule if I will be on an internet connectivity area. I will schedule a meeting by Wednesday, and also at the same time, we will be having that orientation come Wednesday, God willing. And so, let us stay tuned on our forums for updates and also latest happening in the incredible world coin. And so this is the much we can take for tonight. I want to really appreciate us for taking our time to be here this evening. Let's meet again on Wednesday of next week. Thank you so much and good night, everyone. Thank you.